morning, everybody. Strength and the King of Pentacles on the bottom. The split, I mean. We are going to do a little reading. All I know that it's about... Oh, real quick. Demonized filter. Okay. Why not? But... Now we got King of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords on the bottom. When my sister gets back from church, we're taking the cat to the adoption place. So we've just been trying to enjoy our time together. The last of it. But there's been a lot of snappy behavior this morning, particularly when it comes to frustration, I guess, about confusion, the Chariot. And I don't know if that's somebody else's energy trying to impact me, or if that is just me being at my snapping point because of giving up the animals and trying to slow down a little bit on the caffeine front. Speaking of which, I'm going to pause real quick and go make an energy. But long story short, the Twin Flame hasn't really been watching or paying attention lately, except for the outburst. He popped on and watched the videos where I was like super pissed off and going off about my emotions there. But then the next time he comes up, he watches all the videos I made yesterday, which I assume was because of everything going on with the King of Cups, Five of Cups. But from everything I saw in the cards, he's not going to do anything about it. He's not going to take any action. Cat, come on. The Moon. He's not going to be honest about his feelings. He's not going to step forward here. He's not going to respond to me on Snapchat or anywhere else. He's not doing anything. The Star. And, you know, neither is the King of Cups now. They're both in the same position. And while I have decided to keep an open heart space regarding both of them, Emperor, because I honestly don't know where Spirit intends to lead me here. But I do know that they're not going to let me know the right direction until it's time for me to know. Four of Wands. And Miss Jackson put out a video about, you know, like putting the puzzle down for a minute. And I don't think putting the puzzle down is necessarily an option, because peace is the state of being that I'm in right now. And there may be interruptions, like when I get angry or when I get sad, but those are momentary pauses in the piece, you know what I mean? Like, it's still the default state at this point. And I don't think that I ever really put the puzzle down. The pieces present themselves when they're supposed to. I don't need to look for them. Two of Pentacles. So I think not focusing on the grand picture doesn't necessarily help any more than focusing on it, because the truth is I'm only going to be focusing on it when there's a piece to uncover, if that makes any sense. I'm not sure that I can explain it, but I'm not in a mental prison. I'm not sitting here agonizing about like what that's going to look like, who it's going to be with. I'm really not. King of Pentacles. I see the puzzle pieces that lie on the road ahead. And I don't know how everything fits together, but I don't need to. I don't need to know anything. I can make a plan, but I also know that that plan has to be adaptable to Fool, because you can't foresee everything. And even if you do manage to predict the right path, there's going to be a monkey wrench or a curveball. Page of Cups. You just got to follow your intuition through everything. And that's why I think it's so easy to not be upset right now. To stay in a balanced state of mind, and no matter what's going on, the Sun. Nine of Wands. The fact is that these Nine of Wands boys, if they're meant to be, then they'll be meant to be. And there's nothing that I can do about how this is all going to go down. Ace of Cups, the Tower, and the Page of Wands. The Tower here is that I've surrendered control. I no longer need to know the outcome. I no longer need to worry about the outcome. I'm working on me. I'm doing myself. And I'm not just going with the flow. I'm not looking for anything in particular. Like, I'm staying open, but I'm not chasing anything. Death. And you know, there's been 3 guys now where just because it's over, it doesn't really feel over. But that doesn't mean that I'm sitting here with unfinished business. Judgment. Because my side of the street is clean. What they decide to do next is their choice. And if that's nothing, then that's okay. Judgment lining up with the Star and the Fool, because my path is no longer dependent on anybody else. Queen of Wands and the Hierophant lining up with the Emperor, the Four of Wands, the Sun, and the Page of Cups. I think when I broke free from the idea, when I originally opened my mind to the idea of the King of Pentacles as an option for my destiny, you know, like my plan for being a healer, for utilizing my gifts in a big way like that, potentially teaching others down the line. When I opened my mind to that possibility, realizing that spiritually, cosmically, that the universe has contingency plans to compensate for other people's choices, that's when I realized that it doesn't really matter. The Magician, lining up with the Nine of Wands and Death. It doesn't really matter because the universe can throw another Nine of Wands energy at me at any point. And that's not to say that I can only romance Nine of Wands. But as many times as I need to go through that lesson or remind myself of why I do what I do. Ace of Wands, lining up with the Tower and the Ace of Cups. I can be reminded as many times as I needed to, and my heart will always remain open to the new, because it has been proven in practice that my twin flames energy is not the only one that I'm compatible with. King of Swords. And I don't think that I developed feelings for the second Nine of Wands because of the similarities to the twin flame. I think it started that way. That's where my curiosity peaked. But they are very different as people. And I think I appreciate them both in different ways. Ace of Pentacles. But I think both of those people could have been platonic or could have been romantic. Three of Cups. Both of them definitely had karmic cycles here with me. But we figured out how to transmute that energy. We figured out when it's best to step away, when it's best to pour into ourselves with the Queen of Pentacles, lining up with the Three of Cups and the Queen of Wands. And we know when it's time to just take a beat. The Empress. So I don't think I necessarily need to abandon my puzzle. But I do need to understand why I'm having the reactions I am. And I think when I made that 1 week video, the twin got angry because he knew it wasn't for him. And I think that's why I felt angry today when my cards came out with conflicting results. Because I know that when that happens, Spirit means me to change my perspective and make a decision for myself. Lining up with the King of Swords and the Ace of Wands. But I didn't want to make a decision. I still don't want to make a decision. I want to go with the flow. And I think that fed into the irritation. Five of Wands. But the twin flame, I don't think he's feeling angry anymore. King of Wands. I think he knows everything has a purpose. And the King of Cups is an option too.